Just doing a sound check this evening. Hopefully everything's good. As we watch at the moment, Vino Varel just taking a little bit of a dent or two. It is practice session number 1, so we'll be taking you through the lineup this evening as well. We're just catching up with the guys at the moment, and obviously you can see we have approximately 10 drivers for this evening's event here on the South African Academy Online Racing. And as you know, it is season 5, race number 2, and I'm sure that's going to be something to watch. We are going in backwards order of the tracks that are normally we're ending up now on the Brazilian Grand Prix. Last week we did the Abu Dhabi, and so it will follow. I think next week is the Mexican Grand Prix, but we'll let you know a little bit later on what's going on there. But as we see Vino Varel coming into the pits as I'm now speaking. So let me just do a sound check there and see if everything's okay, and we'll take it on a little bit from that point on. Should I say I made a mistake there as usual? It's actually quali. Number one, 5 minutes left in this qualification session. On board with Springbok Gamer this evening. He's put on a nice time of around about 1 minute 10. So just letting his teammate get through there. Obviously yellow flagged in the section 1 area. As I said, around about 5 minutes left in this quali number 1. 10 drivers up this evening. 2 drivers already out. Unfortunately, a couple of incidences there. We saw one in the Haas from Devon. Lost it a little bit and straight into the barriers. Lost the front end. And there we go. This is the tough part of racing with no assists. One little mistake and you're out. So we'll be looking forward. Munna has put on a fantastic time in the Alfa Romeo. He's put on a 1 minute and 8 seconds. And I tell you what, that 108.744, a little bit of something to watch there. Nesmax at a 1 minute 10. I expect him to do a little bit better than that, but nice from Springbok Gamer, sitting in number 2 position in quali number 1. So a great drive from him, putting himself there. We'll obviously see some of the drivers and how they're operating this evening. You can see new season, new game. I mean, last week we did mention obviously the graphics have changed dramatically and a lot of things happening here. And obviously we're interested to see what's going on. You know, I know there was a patch this week, so hopefully that sorted out a couple of problems that we've been having. But I'm sure Codemaster working very hard to get this game to its peak performance in order for us to host these events. I know that it has been a little bit of a struggle, but I'm sure the guys are working quite hard to get it going at the moment. So on board with Jose at the moment, doing very nicely. You can see his connection's not too good. I don't know if that's just that time of the day. Obviously everybody's coming on board. You can see a little bit of flickering. Hopefully that doesn't hinder his race this evening. Just going out, maybe this is a better view for you. But I'm sure he's going to be doing very well in that race point. Did exceptionally well in Abu Dhabi last week. And I can assure you, what a driver to watch out for. Rookie of this league at the moment, but we'll see how it goes and what's going on there. Round about 2 minutes 17 seconds to go at the moment, and we'll be looking to see what's actually happening. So welcome to the Munna, Springbok Gamer, Vino for real, and then we've got Jose, as I mentioned, Nesmax. Nice to have you on board with us this evening. We got E. Boucher. Very nice to see you this evening. Ronald, nice to have you on board. The Judge Man with us. Moras 25, always good to see you with us, my good man. And then, as I said, Devon, he is with us as well. So we'll be watching out to see what's happening. Obviously, I think Quali 2's out for Devon, as well as Moras 25. I think he's also did some exceptional surgery on the car, so that's not going to happen for him this evening into quali number 2. But you can see the guys are retiring from the session, obviously wanting the second quali to start off as quickly as possible. So in quali number 2 now, 11 minutes to go. Just on board with the Muna at the moment, just checking how that's gone. Obviously, time-wise, I think that off-track did him a bit of injustice there. But it looks like, obviously, it looks like Jose is on top there at 1 minute 10.382 in quali number 2. Vino for real, 1 minute 13. So, yeah, well, let's expect to see some fireworks. As I'm sure on those super softs at the moment. Oh, there we go. Nice time there. 1 minute 9.987 done by Jose. So he's come back in a bit of a way and said, hey, knock, knock, I'm here. And here's the time I can put on. Let's see what Muna comes up with. Oh, 1 minute 20 still. So struggling a little bit there. I don't know if it's the compound, which we can obviously go and have a look at and just go and see where we are at this point in time. Let me just see, what are we? Fitted tires at the moment. There we go. So softs and mediums are the main point of the day. Remember, whatever you qualify on the fastest time is going to be the tires you'll be starting off with. And I can tell you now, it looks like the super softs are going to be on for Jose at the moment in that race point vehicle, race team. Just going down, we are seeing some guys that are now on lap. I just want to maybe have a look and see if that is going to be the case when it comes to seeing what the guys are coming on at the moment. So let's just highlight what's happening here. Here we go. For a time. What do you think this time is? Yes, it comes up on the screen there. It's a 109.573. And that was on the medium set by Munas. A very nice time from him coming up with that. All done and well put forward there. Let me just see if I can just have a look there. There we go, back up on the screen. You can see Muna, the Muna 303 there, puts on a 109.573. That being on the mediums. So let's go down a little bit. Nesmax puts on a 110.903. I think just taking it easy. We'll have a look what he's going to be doing with his Ferrari this evening. And then Springbok Gamer right down there, still in the pits, hasn't come out as yet. Here's Boucher out, Hugh Boucher. You can see he's going at it. I think a little bit of lags from his side, but there you go, he's on the softs. Let's just push away from him. See if we can get that out there. What does he put on? Oh, a little bit of gravel, far off the road. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much. But I'm sure he'll try and rectify that as much as he can. And very nicely coming back in that car number 60, so we'll see how it goes there. Nesmax retires from the session. I think he's feeling a bit comfortable, but we'll see how that goes. So frequent questions asked by the audience is what actually are the guys using? Some of them are using rigs, some of them are using the normal controller. In actual fact, if I look at Muna, he's a controller operator. The other guys, majority of them are on wheels, and that's how it is. That's how they roll. just mopping our way through now. And there we're on board with Springbok Gamer, teammate we were on board with. And Jose still nice time of 1 minute 09.87. 109.987. Very nicely from him. But the quickies are still up for show this evening. Remember, 5 minutes left in this session, approximately just over 5 minutes left in this session, and then we'll see who is going to qualify to be the #1 pole position holder of this GP here in Brasilia, the Brazilian Grand Prix. Vivo! Obviously, Savvy bringing you all the action here this evening. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you are a first-time viewer of the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Obviously, we are building the online racing community in South Africa. We'd love to have you on board. Obviously, you can watch all of the action from the South African Academy Online Racing right here on this channel. And not forgetting, we have a number of leagues. For instance, we have the Midweek League, and you can also catch that as well. That is also run and broadcasted weekly on a Monday night. So if you're up and wanting to join that league, that is an assist league, and this is a non-assist league. So none of the assists are on here. And it's basically you and machine. That's basically all it is. And then we also have Project Cars. We have a community of Project Cars, so if you want to get involved there. If you go to the website, which you can see on the screen, which should be coming up there, which is on the little bar below there, you can get onto Savvy Moves. wixsite.com/SAAOLR, and you can pick up some more information. We'd love to have you join our community and obviously get involved in racing. That's what it is. And this particular format, it is definitely the F1 division of racing, and we'll have you anytime coming down and watching us race and these guys thump it out. So let's go into quali number 2 there. You can see obviously the numbers on, and the next one is definitely the one to watch. So wild and running, communicating with online services, really great. And hopefully this is sorted out. There we go. So there's the lineup. Unfortunately, the judgment didn't get in to this session. So Brazilian, quali number 3. Here we go. Watching what's coming up, what's happening at the moment. Obviously all the guys in the pits ready to go. So we've got 7 drivers fighting out for pole position this evening. Springbok Gamer, Ronald, the Munna, obviously Jose, Ibaucha, Nesmax, Vino for real. These are the guys you're going to see. Okay. Stuck in the pits. Oh, that's great. I hope that wasn't a disconnect. If it was a DC, the Munna is still in the pits. We'll see how it goes right now. Both of the teammates of the Reynolds are out on track at the moment. Let's take you through. Catching up with the guys at the moment. There's Springbok Gamer, teammate just in front. I'm sure they don't want to be this close to one another, because obviously they want to get up there, get those tires nice and warm, and then push themselves to the absolute limit to try and qualify on pole position. It's all around what's going to happen in quali number 3. Round about 10 minutes left of this session, and we'll know who is pole position holder this evening. So there we go. The gauntlet is landed down like a hammer, because Springbok Gamers just put on a 1 minute 10:025. So let's see, Nesmax with that. Oh, there we go. Vino for real comes back in a big way. Puts it at 1 minute 9:645. Great stuff from Vino for real. And I can tell you now, it's going to be something to watch, guys. These are the last 7 to try and make that pole position and put themselves in a good driving position right from the very start of this race. 50%er is the race format for this evening. we go. Boucher's on. He's got a 110.137. So I think the Munna's still to come out, as well as Ronald LaRue there. Looking to see how he's going to be doing, how he's going to be featuring. Still tells me he's battling with the no assist, but I mean, that's what it's about. It's about getting out here, practice, a bit of enjoyment, practice, practice, practice. Let's go and see who is going to come out next. Guys are still in the pits at the moment, so that's why I'm switching across them. You can see the guys are going out now. I think Munna's out. Yes, Munna. So let's go on board with Munna now. So he's got to do something to see if he's going to be able to push himself to the top of the log here this evening at the South African Academy Online Racing F1 Season 5. No assists. And here we're going on board. I think Munna's just going to give him a bit of distance. Get those tyres going. It's always a little bit difficult, especially if you've got a driver in front of you. Because all he needs to do is make one mistake and it's over. So you'll see that Munna is going to be preparing. Slowed right down now. Giving space to Jose to get himself into a position. And then Munna's going to go for it. So let's stay on board with Munna here. So he's now what a fantastic time the Munna has just put up there. A 108.761. If you didn't catch that drive, I suggest you go back and watch it because it was an absolute smasher. Great drive from him in the Alfa Romeo. What a nice drive it was. Now he's letting Jose just go past him. Hopefully Jose is going to put up a better time than he did on the previous run. But I tell you what, Munna now top of the log there. I don't think Nesmax is going to leave it at that. That's for sure. I think he's going to get out there and have a look if he can do better than the Munna at the moment. And I'm not going to even leave it. Oh, there we go. Nice time. Once again, I think Vino for real also. I don't know if he's going to be happy with that, but I think he is also going to go out and try and beat that time that Munna's just put on there. 2 minutes left, just above it. 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go. I can tell you now, he's going to try and come back. Nursing that car just back to the pits, I think. No, he's going to go for it again. Springbok Gamer's on an outer lap at the moment. No, he's decided not to do it. Let's just go on Vino for real. He's in the Toro Rosso. Ooh, you could feel that car pushing away there. He's going into the pits. Jose sitting on that 109.757. Springbok Gamer, let's go on board with him now. Let's see if he's going to come back and try and get himself into the top 3. Vino for real out of the session. Now he's going to put it flat to see if he can really, he's got to tuck in tight here. Keep on that line. He's got to keep it too wide in my opinion there. You've got to hug these corners. The Munna's retired from the session as well. There's only 25 seconds to go. That's why. Remember, we're going to go into a formation lap. Then after the formation lap, up onto the grid. And then the guys are going to go battling on for 50% of this race. Into the pits. So there we have it. Pole position goes this evening to the Munna. Then Vina for real. Nesmax in 3rd spot. Then we've got Strasser. He is in 4th position. Springbok Gamer. Then we have Ibaucha. And then obviously Ronald LaRue. There they are for this evening's race. Some great competition ahead. And we'll see how it goes this evening. But we are going to go and have a look at what exactly is going to be taking place. I cannot believe we have rain in Brazil. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thrills are about to hit us this afternoon or this evening here in Brazil. You can see rain coming down. All the drivers about set, 10 drivers in all, and the lights are going red and they will be off in seconds, and then the way they will be going at the moment. And there they're on their way, looking to see where they're going to be coming through at the moment. As you can see, Muna for real and Vina for real quite close there, tucked in as they come around the first and second bend. It looks like Vina for real has got a little bit ahead of the Muna at the moment. I think that might be the advantage of having the wheel. And here we come through. There we go. You can see Nesmax also coming through and looking for that bit to get past, but Muna manages to keep it all together at the moment. So on with Muna, he is pushing himself, looking for that inside edge, but you can see also it looks like Stradza is coming through as well, and Muna goes in. Let's go on board with Nesmax at the moment and see where they are, these 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. You can see how tough it is on the track at the moment. A lot of water being pushed up. Vina for real dropping back into that second spot now. This is where we need to have a close eye. Oh, he's gone right off the track. It looked as though he was going to come through there. This has not been a good one for Vina for real, because now he's just lost huge amounts of positions going off the track there. We've got lap number 2 of 36 laps here at the Brazilian Grand Prix here on the South African Academy Online Racing. Season 5, race number 2. And as you can see, the Muna pulling away a little bit from Nesmax at the moment. We are hoping that this is going to clear up. It is going to be like driving on a snake's belly. Very slippery at this point in time. You can see up into 4th position is Springbok Gamer. Directly behind him is his teammate Hugh Boucher. And Ronald doing very nicely in 6th position there. Looks like the judge man, he's also holding it, and I know he drives very well in the rain, so I'm expecting great things there. Here we go, Vina for real, a huge error on lap number 2, which has obviously caused him to fall back down into 8th position. So he's got a hell of a battle on his hands at the moment to get himself back into this race. Springbok Gamer lost it there. Don't know what happened. Muna just puts up the fastest lap on the intermediates, 1:21. Gotta watch yourselves on the curves because they're a lot slippery, should I say, than the tar. Nesmac seems to be holding off. On Jose, who we're on board with at the moment in the racing point. Here we go. On board with Boucher. Hugh Boucher at the moment. He seems to be flying the Renault flag high at the moment, since his teammate is also out at the moment. On board with Ronald LaRue at the moment. Let's see how he's doing. He's up into 5th position at the moment. You can see just in front of him is Hugh Boucher. There we go on the camera from the outside at the moment. Rain still coming down quite heavily during this race. We're hoping it's going to clean up. This is lap number 5. Bring some sun, bring some cloud away from the track. You can see just looking up through the sky there is blue sky ahead. So strategy will be whether to go in and take care of business. There we go. 6th position at the moment is the judge man. Obviously we are missing some drivers this evening. Wazzy one of them, Weza another, and then obviously Gab Pig. Wow, a bit of I was just about to say that looked like a bit of drifting there from the judge man himself, and I thought, wow, that was an interesting move. He really kept it together, but as mentioned, you know, during this driving, these driving conditions, it is pretty tough. Unfortunately, Nesmac's losing it there. He's dropped down into 5th position now. This is going to be an interesting one in the wet at the moment. Ronald up to 4th. Boucher up to 3. And then we've got the Munna. He seems to be handling it. Looks like the rain has gone. So this is going to be an interesting one. It's all about time, strategy, and when to put on the other tires at the moment. So that's a good thing. Starting this race in rain. Looks as though the rain has now stopped. And now it's all the countdown. We're in lap number 7 of 36 laps of this Brazilian Grand Prix. And let's see, when is it decision time to get in there and change those tires? So now we know definitely things are changing. I've just seen the notification from the marshals to say the DRS is enabled. So there we go, into the pits right now. The drivers are coming. They are definitely going to change those tires, get themselves new and fresh rubber on, and then see if they can obviously put themselves in that position to come away and get out of there as quickly as possible. There we go. There's an interesting one. You can see they're all bunching up at the moment, as you can see them leaving the pits now and getting themselves into a position where they can do some justice to that rubber on the tire. And just to give us a little bit more insight, what have they fitted and what are the details on that? Let's see if I can just put that there. There we go. So the judge man's still on the intermediates. I'm sure he's going to be coming in and changing that as soon as possible. And that's the danger. You just saw there, it looks as though, and it is, unfortunately, Jose out of this race. You've got to be so careful coming out once you've changed that tire or those rubbers, because it will be very, very different from just having the normal sets on there. Mediums on in front at the moment. You can see as Ronald's coming around. Nicely done there from Hugh Boucher. Puts on a 1 minute 16. Nesmax comes back, puts on a 1 minute 16.512. So he had that fastest lap for an incy-wincy little bit before Nesmax came through and gave his time overall there. So yeah, here we go. Muna still leading this race, and it's 11 laps done of the 36 laps here at the Brazilian Grand Prix here on the South African Academy Online Racing. So there you can see Nesmax now catching up with the Boucher. And I can tell you now, there is the Boucher just in front of him. I'm going to just take the screen off there so you can see him in the corner. And let's see how it goes. The Muna comes back now. He's just put on a 1:16.295. So those tires heating up nicely now and getting themselves into a great position to remain the leader of this race at the moment is Muna. But let's see how it goes, because both the guys behind him have the rubber to catch him.
Yes.
It's back on board with you. What happened, man?
Yeah, just suddenly put too much throttle down and it suddenly gripped and swerved to the left.
So, what was it? Hitting the wall or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
going off?
same corner that took out Devon and the Stradeza, all three of us.
Oh my goodness.
Um, it's just got a tendency when you slightly over torque there, it just grips and swerves to the left
Takes you out.
into the wall.
Hard lines, man. Tell me, are you watching the Grand Prix at the moment as well?
Yeah, I'm on board with Boucher. He himself and Nismax got a nice battle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching now. Nesmax obviously just gone through, from what I see here. And then I've got Hugh, but Hugh and Vino for real. That's who I had. I see Ronald's back with us because he was actually disconnected. He DC'd for a little while. And then still going strong. The judge made himself 22 laps done of this race so far. The Munna leading this race. Obviously pushing himself to the limit. Came out. He's got 13 laps on those mediums. So decision time is going to be coming up pretty soon for him. I mean, he has quite an extensive lead on Nesmax at the moment. So it's not that he's going to be coughing. He needs about 25 seconds to get those tires done and put on. Is he going to make that decision to go in there? Nesmax has 5 laps on those tires at the moment. So he's got himself in a position where he's looking to watch what he's going to be doing in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, Derek, I can promise you Muna has to go and pit. There's no two ways about it. And I'm also of the opinion Boucher left his pit a lap or two too late, which meant that Nismax undercut him a bit.
Yeah, we've got Vina for real on 15 laps as well as Ronald LaRue now. They're also on 13 laps, and even Judge, he's got 12 laps. So there has to be something going on now to compensate for this, because 14 laps on these mediums, I mean, they do go a long way, but I think they're going to start having some problems any second now. But still, the Muna 303 still stays out and continues 15 laps on these mediums. The funny thing is he's actually putting some distance on, because now it's 42 seconds ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you there, Springbok Gamer. You were going to say something.
Yeah, I predicted everyone bar Nismax and Boucher's gonna go and slap on the softs at some point. Maybe lap 28.
So your prediction is lap 28. We're on lap number 24 at the moment. And I can tell you now, it's been something to watch along those lines. Let's just go outside of the car now, as we've been watching the Munna. Here's Nesmax now. He's done 7 laps, so he's still got a little way to go. I think he sort of done his tires at the right time. There you can see climbing a little bit on Boucher at the moment. There is that distance, but I'm eager to see. I've just gone back now to the Munna. He's still going lap number 16 on these mediums. So going down a little bit, just seeing, look, there's 9, there were 9 that started this race. We're currently on 6 to finish. So as I mentioned, if you are interested in joining such leagues, this is the non-assist league. And as I mentioned a little while ago, obviously we have midweek racing as well. And that is happening normally on a Monday night, and that is with assists. So guys, get yourselves, if you are joining the channel for the very first time, why don't you hit that like button, as well as that little bell that notifies you when we're on streaming these events. And as I said, if you are interested in getting involved in online racing, well, what a perfect opportunity to do so in South Africa. Remember that we're promoting the online racing in South Africa, and this is the F1 channel for the no assists of these events.
Derek, just thought of the press. Muna has gone into the pits, so he's in the pits.
So here comes Muna now out of the pits. Thanks for that, Springbok Game. As you can see right now, I was getting a little bit concerned. And you can see already the distance gained on the Muna. I have him set at, well, that's 30 seconds. It was, no, there we go. 21 seconds now, Nesmax is behind. So it took, as I mentioned, about 25 to 21 seconds for that tire change to take place. So as we are on lap number 26, a little bit earlier than what was predicted, but I'm sure the other guys now, I can see that there has been Vino for real, unbelievable. He's almost done 20 laps on these mediums. I don't know how he's keeping that car on track. You can see he's battling a little bit. Is he going to go in now? That's the question. I mean, he's got a respective 4th position on this race, but you can see he's battling like hell to keep this car on the track. Is he going to go in?
He will have to go in. Ronald's got a brand new softs on, so Ronald's going to catch him if he doesn't.
Yeah, I can see Ronald's now. He's gone in. Vino for real's got to be looking at that monitor any time now to say, do I go in? Let's see if it's in this lap. I'm looking to see this. Or is he going to go right, whizzing right on by? He's going into the pits as I expected him to do. He's just got to watch himself over that line. Let's have a quick look now where Ronald is, because Ronald's coming around. Is he going to be out in front of Vino for real? The most amazing thing is, I think Ronald's been lapped. Here he comes past the pits now. Let's go back on board for Vino for real. It's going to be a close one here. Just looking at this now. Ronald's coming through now. Is he going to get even closer? Yes, he does. Oh, the Muna's got another 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. And I've seen a couple of those this evening. What amazes me is actually how Ronald's now behind Nesmax and putting pressure on him.
That's just the result of those brand new softs.
Yeah, which is, but I mean, we're talking, you know, distance between them, because I think Nesmax has already lapped him.
Yeah, look, he's just hanging in there and maybe using him for DRS as long as
Absolutely,
possible.
which is the way to do, because he will get blue flagged if he gets in front of him. And I mean, to get
There you
behind
go, he's got
Nesmax,
DRS.
and to get behind Nesmax is not a bad thing at all. If you can keep up with his pace.
Yeah. Now he's definitely matched up quite good. Nesmax 12 lap old medium, so he's definitely got the faster tire going and he's gonna hang on to this DRS.
Which is basically going to catapult him towards Vino for real now.
Yeah, gap down to 11 seconds.
So 11 seconds and lowering as we speak. So there we go. Vino for real though, he's now also got a problem because he's just got a 3-second penalty there. Got to watch yourself around this track. 6 laps to go, guys. And I can tell you now, it has been something to watch. I mean, we had perfect weather during the quali sessions, and then we start at the race, and the rain is pouring down, and it isn't in Spain. It's here in Brazil. Then after, I would say, approximately 12 laps, between 12 and 11 laps, the rain subsides and the guys get themselves into a position to change the rubber up and get some really hot cooking rubber onto the tar. And now it's been quite a fest of strategy, changing, quickening. What are they going to be doing? What are they going to be not doing? And I think what a race it's been to watch this evening. Let's just go back up here. Still steady is Judge. Still in there, 20 laps on those tires. Unbelievable, that one.
Yeah, I just glanced at the race director, Derek, and can confirm that Venus sitting on 6 seconds worth of time penalty. So if Ronald can just close that gap to less than 6, he's going to jump him in the final standings.
Yeah, which could be interesting for everybody because, you know what, I think Vino for real might think that he's got that 3-second penalty on Judge as well. Somebody better send a radio message to the judge in from the pits there to get those tires sorted. Because he is falling away a hell of a lot. I've never seen 20 laps done on those mediums until today. Nesmax 14 now. This is an interesting scenario because he's now 14 on those mediums. He's got 5 laps to go. Will he take them to the end? I have a feeling he will.
I'm dead sure he's going to have to take them. Look, he cannot afford, he's got Boucher 5.2 seconds away from him, so
yeah,
he cannot afford to go and pit. And Boucher's got 4 lap younger tires, so he has to make them last.
So on board with Boucher, here's Nesmax now, and you can see just behind him is obviously Ronald. So he has lapped Ronald, but Ronald was using him as the basis to get closer to Vino for real.
I can confirm Ronald almost lost it, so he's basically lost 2.5 seconds on that one mistake. And I think he just doesn't have enough now to pull Vino in.
Yeah, so there we go with Vino for real. He seems to be 4 laps versus 6 laps on the tires there. Boucher 5 seconds away from Nesmax. Interesting scenario. 15 laps on those tires, 3 laps to go. Third spot at the moment is Hugh Boucher, done very nicely this evening for Team Renault. And in the box this evening with me is obviously his teammate, who had an unfortunate mishap in roundabout lap 2. That's Springbok Gamer. So yeah, I think Boucher's done very well this evening. If he stays in the current position, he definitely will be on the podium this evening. And he's done exceptionally well. I mean, this is his second season with us, and he seems to be holding things together and making it work.
Yeah, he's a very underrated driver. He's flying below the radar, but he's a finisher. He's normally a guy that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Not the fastest on track, but very consistent.
And I mean, that's what it's all about, being consistent, making sure you make the right choices. 2 laps to go, and still currently the Muna 303 leading this race. 20 seconds behind him is Nesmax 7. Just behind him is actually Mr. Boucher himself, Hugh Boucher. And amazingly now, Nesmax has actually increased that distance between him and Hugh Boucher, but not by much. It's still 7 seconds, so I don't think a pit stop's going to be in a possibility. And in actual fact, 1 lap almost to go once this one's done, and I think that will be tickets. So the Muna coming in for lap number 35, almost going to be completing it in the next couple of seconds. And then it's into the last lap of this race, lap number 36. There we go. He gets that 3-second penalty again. And I see now where the Muna is making that mistake. And I mean, it's pretty close. Nesmax 20 seconds behind, but he's got 18 laps on those mediums. So once again, another record being done on those tires. I see the judgeman now has gone in and changed his tires. He's got the softs on. I think it was about time, because there was nothing left on those tires in all. So lap number 36, the final lap of this race here at the Brazilian Grand Prix. And I tell you what, it's been something to watch. We've had drama galore, and obviously starting the race we had 11 drivers. We're now down to 9, and then it went down to 7 drivers. Now it's 6 drivers left in this final session here, as we're watching the Muna 303 finalize his lap here on lap number 36. I think a good drive from him this evening. The right strategies, the right choices made. Nesmax, he's ending up in 2nd position this evening. I think he's got some things to ponder on. What happened? Where did he go wrong?
Eric, just hot off the press, Nesmax has lost it on that same corner as myself, and Boucher has passed him. He's still mobile, but he's lost his position.
And here we go, the race is done, and thanks for that update, because now here it comes. Unbelievable. Is he going to come through now? This is going to be something to watch, I guarantee you.
What a finish, what a finish.
It's going to be a finish and a half here. Is he going to come around Boucher? You can see how close it is. Is he going to get even close to him? And I tell you what,
he's definitely got DRS, party mode on.
He's got DRS, but he's not going to get past him. Is he going to get past him now? Yes! Oh, it's gone! He wasn't able to do it this evening. He ends up in third. Wow!
A mistake on the last lap. Can you believe it? You just let your guard down 1 second and that's it. Same corner that claimed 3 drivers almost claimed that driver.
I think Hugh is jumping up from his seat now. As you can see him now, second on the podium. Obviously the Ferrari driver, Nesmax, I don't know what happened. And obviously very, 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 very... Oh, that was something to watch.
Innocuous looking corner that, but it's somehow caught out for drivers tonight. So...
Well, anyway, that's it from us this week. I think the next one on the list is Mexico. So why don't you join us next week, Sunday, 7 o'clock, same time. Put on your notifications and you'll get when we're on board. Thank you very much for joining the stream. If you are watching the stream after the event, thank you for doing so. And subscribe to this channel. You'll see the best of the best taking place here on the South African Academy Online Racing. That's it for us this evening. Good night and God bless.